drones have started transforming various sectors. The first sector which is being transformed by drones is defense. Even yesterday, you might have heard about a news of drone attack by Ukraine on Russia, right? So the massive defense system of Russia has been broken by drones of Ukraine. And we see that in defense, they are doing a lot of transformation. Everywhere nowadays in defense, drones are being used. So drones in defense is not new. Actually, they are there maybe more than 2 decades. But drones in civil market is something new because they are there from last 7 to 8 years or maybe a decade or something like that. The first industry which is transformed and being transformed by drones is construction industry, specifically survey and mapping function of construction industry, where people are using drones for survey and mapping purpose. And that is the largely transformed industry till now by drones in civil market. Second industry which has started transforming by drone is agriculture. We know there are various use cases of drones in agriculture. In fact, there are various reports from World Economic Forums, ENY, and so many other agencies or institutions. They say that India would require 1 million drones and it will create probably 1 million jobs over the period of time. And they're also saying that it will add at least 1 to 2% in GDP of agriculture in India. And that is true because the way it can help agriculture, it can help to produce output by 15% extra. So if agriculture is produced around 15% extra or add-on top of that, entire economy moves faster. That is the second industry. Third is, we know logistics is another industry which has started or at a very, very nascent stage, where people see that drones are going to do a lot of transformation in logistics as well. Now, when we talk about the first industry, that is survey and survey in construction, along with that, there are other use cases like monitoring, inspection in various sectors, like power sector, where we are using drones for transmission tower, solar, or even wind turbine, and there are so many such use cases. Now, if you see what is the primary use of drone across all these segments as of now, we believe that primary use case of drone is to capture data. Data in terms of videos, data in terms of images, data in terms of some other sensory data. This data helps people to generate actionable insights. Now, till now, we have talked about drone and drone usage. Let's talk about digital transformation. What is digital transformation? So many people who are knowing IT industry or might be knowing the trends in IT industry, from last more than a decade, a larger initiative is being taken by IT industry and similarly other industries of digital transformation. It's a very large initiative at a larger level to empower society, to have speed at various segments, various applications. Digital transformation helps. One of the simple examples of digital transformation can be UPI payment. We all know how aggressively we are using UPI payment or digital payments and so on. That is also one of the digital transformation. Or Aadhaar cards. Using Aadhaar cards, we do eKYC. That is digital transformation. Similarly, there is another scheme going on called Swamitwa Yojana. Under that, Government of India is preparing land records of all households in India, and that is also part of digital transformation. Similarly, many industries have come forward to utilize or to have digital transformation into their business process so that speed, transparency, information sharing, and all this can be done with the help of digital transformation. That's a larger initiative. Now, another new thought process which people have started talking about, that is drone enabled digital transformation. So we know drone and we know digital transformation. Now people have started combining both so that drones can be utilized in their business process in the larger initiative of their own digital transformation. And same thing is now taken as an initiative by various PSUs, corporates, government, and so on. So we are going to talk about drone-enabled digital transformation, and one of the solutions for drone-enabled digital transformation is Aeromake platform. There can be others as well, but since we are from PDRL and Aeromake is of PDRL products, we are going to talk about Aeromake and how can we do this drone-enabled digital transformation for various large customers like PSU, government, and corporates, and so on. I hope I am going with normal speed. If you want me to talk speedily or go slow, I will do that.
So you can go as it is, and you are going perfectly. It's okay. And your screen is not actually visible. Okay.
So as a company, we work as a software company, and our mission is to create simplest softwares right now. And as a company vision, we want to create more time to live for everybody, because we believe time is the biggest asset for anybody in the world. How can we utilize, how can we save their time by our software or by our product? That's our vision. Here, I'm sharing the use case and case study. I'm talking about use case and case study so that we can understand that in a better way. If you see, there's a requirement of a larger PSU called NTPC, National Thermal Power Corporation. And this information is available in public domain because this has been published as a tender, as RFP. RFP is a request for proposal. So it is in public domain and they have published their entire requirement, and I have taken some snapshot or some information out of it and showing you. Now at right hand side, you can see this summary of their requirement. What are they calling it? They're calling it as a modular, integrated, intelligent drone data management platform. That is the terminology they are using for this. Important keywords to understand and take forward is, we are talking about data management, and again we are talking about drone data management. It means the data generated by drone, how can we do the management of that data through a platform? And then certainly the platform has to be intelligent, and it should be integrated with their entire ecosystem, and it should be sufficiently modular to adopt as per the time. They have beautifully named it as a IIDM platform. And here in one diagram itself, they have described their requirement beautifully. Now you can see part 1, part 2. Here, under part 1, they are talking about the types of data. For example, images, videos, GPS data, and thermal images. So these are the different types of data they are generating for various business application or various functions. What are those functions? They have mentioned the functions here at right hand side. Now, function can be ash dike monitoring, stockpile assessment, maintenance and monitoring, and other use cases. Primarily, they want to have monthly progress monitoring, which is mentioned here, project progress monitoring, ash dike monitoring, plant monitoring, solar panel inspection. These are the functions they want to do. So now we understand that these are the functions and these are the type of data will be generated by the drone. And here they have mentioned about the components of the solution of this IIDM platform they are looking for. Now we start from this. You can see the arrow is going upward side. First, what are they looking for? They are looking for drone operations management. On top of that, they are looking for drone data ingestion as well as data processing. On top of that, they are looking for analytics with the help of artificial intelligence, and certainly the visualization of analytics and dashboard of everything as a overall platform. I hope you understand the requirement what they have talked about. So somebody who might have prepared this, we should appreciate that in a single image he has put the requirement beautifully so that we can understand in a summary and we can take it forward. This is something which we extracted from that, or we enhance that as an understanding of us. For example, here you see we are talking about drone operations, going for drone data processing, and then analytics. Under drone operations, we are talking about drone flight management. And then here we are talking about the stakeholders in this process. For example, stakeholders can be NTPC team, stakeholder can be a service manager, stakeholder can be a drone pilot, right? Now, once drone flight is completed or data is captured, we go to the next level, that is drone data processing. For that, they have mentioned about this raw images, orthomosaic, surface model, and 3D model. And again, stakeholders for this particular function. Now you see that under data processing, drone pilot is not part of data processing ecosystem. Here, the NTPC team and service manager, they are the stakeholders. So what it means, at this layer, they want to process all images. The process images should have output of orthomosaic, should have output as a surface model like DS and DTM, should have output like 2D, 3D data generated in various form. Going forward, once this is completed, then they are talking about AI analytics. What AI analytics means? Means they want a function or a platform where they can annotate their own images. They can put their images into machine learning and they can create their own workflows. And from there, they can do the detection so that over the period of time, entire management can be done automatically with the help of artificial intelligence and machine learning. Right? So this is the overall flow and requirement of overall IIDM. What we are proposing here? So we are proposing AeroMake, transforming drone data into actionable insights. That is something which AeroMake does at higher level. Here, Aero stands for aerial and MEG stands for cloud computing. MEG means cloud in Hindi or other Indian languages. So how Aerobic SaaS platform works? It has three primary functions. And for each function, there is one software. For example, first function is to fly the drone and capture the data. For this function, we have AeroGCS. Second function is to process the data. And for this function, we have a software called Dronelab. For third function, that is analyze, we have another software called Pickstock. So the way data or the flow moves from one function to another, another to another, for each function, we have one software. And if you see fly and capture, process and analyze, this is same to same as this one. Drone operations, data processing and analytics. And then this dashboard. Now if we go into a little bit deeper. First is they are talking about flight management. So what are they exactly looking for in flight management? So here we are proposing flight management using AeroGCS Enterprise Edition. So what they want that there should be a process where they can add a drone pilot, they can assign a CRM access management, or they can have CRM access management. Then there should be a process where somebody from NTPC will create a request for flight services. That request will go to the command manager or the service manager. Then a flight plan can be created by the service manager, and while creating that, certainly that will be created under the project. That flight plan he should be able to assign to the drone pilot. Now from where is he assigning? He is assigning that from the cloud platform. Once that flight plan is created and assigned to the drone pilot, then whenever drone pilot starts its own GCS software with his own login ID, he gets that flight plan automatically into his GCS software. Then there is a synchronization process at the backend which happens so that the flight plan from cloud application to GCS software of drone pilot is synchronized. And then drone pilot can fly the drone at the defined location with the defined flight plan. While flying, the entire live tracking of the flight should be done on the platform so that command manager or the service manager sitting at office can see all flight in real time. If not possible in real time, then at least in offline mode, all flight logs should be synchronized with the cloud platform. Once those are synchronized, then all the images which are generated by the drone pilot must be able to upload those images by or after geotagging through the same GCS software or some other platform securely to the processing engine. And that is also possible through AeroGCS software. So these are the expectation in detail by the client for flight management. Now, if you see, the flow is not same as an independent flight. Independent flight means a flight manager or a drone pilot can go on site and he can fly drone directly the way he wants. He can go there, he can analyze the situation, he can create a flight plan by his own, and then he can fly the drone. And then at the end, what he gives, he just gives the data as output. But the requirement in enterprise is always different. They will not believe in independent system because there has to be complete end-to-end process. A request of generating data, then a complete service request management, then flight plan management, then pilot management, drone management, log management, and securely uploading data. Everything has to be in sync on a single platform. That is something which enterprise looks. Now going forward, once data is uploaded, data is available, then the service manager can start processing that data by himself, and he can generate outputs like orthomosaic, DSM, DTM, 3D on all. And then he can do various things on top of that. For example, they can view that data on map, they can add comments, visualize data in 3D, comparison, they can do comparison analysis, measurement, and so on. Under AI analytics, what they're expecting that all the images which are uploaded under a project, their team should be able to annotate those images. Once annotation is completed, create a machine learning model out of it. Once a machine learning model is built, then create a workflow so that all upcoming images can be detected or analyzed using that particular machine learning model. And then once that is done, it will generate output. Now let's say if output is generated as a 70% accuracy, 80%, 90%, 95% accuracy, some gap is still there. So that gap can be filled with the manual annotations by the service manager or his team. And then they can generate report of project progress monitoring, dash ash dike monitoring, solar inspection monitoring, or anything like that. So this is the detailed flow of that particular requirement or any large enterprise requirement. Here, I would be happy to run a small video of AeroGCS, which shows how all these things which I just talked about are part of this entire process, how that can be done through AeroGCS. So kindly allow me to run this video.
सर ये 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 स्क्रीन शेयर कर सकते हैं सर आप?
स्क्रीन तो शेयर है ना, अभी नहीं हो रहा है. ओह माय गॉड, स्क्रीन शेयर नहीं था. स्क्रीन तो शेयर है. एक मिनट, कहाँ चला गया वो? अभी आपको दिख रहा है क्या वीडियो?
Yes, sir.
There is no sound. Can you please check? So here you can see that it supports fleet management so that all the drones which are flying at different locations all can be seen at one single command control center. And after clicking on any individual drone, it can go to the fly view of that particular drone. This is a beautiful feature of replay of flight. For example, all flights are completed on site, and the service manager wants to see the behavior of flight after some days for learning, for inspection, for troubleshooting, for anything. He can go there and he can generate a replay of flight of the flights done in past. So there's a feature of secure firmware upgrade. It is used by so many drone manufacturers, so that if somebody is having hundreds of drones, then the drone firmware can be updated with the help of digital certificates, which offers to have protection to firmware and it cannot be misused. So that was the video of AeroGCS. We will go to presentation same. Now here, next is data processing using Drone Naksha. So as you can see, we can upload data to Drone Naksha. Then we can create or we can generate a task to process data directly from Drone Naksha. Once data is processed, then here we can see the data on map. We can inspect images, we can add comments, visualize data in 3D and all. Let me run a small video of that as well, and I will show you the actual dashboard as well of Drone Naksha and all. So this is the process of Drone Naksha, how it works. So all geotag images can be uploaded. Then we can add GCP if the GCP work calculated. Then it can start processing images. Then it can generate reports, and data can be shared with others.
Anilji, sorry to interrupt. Are the video without audio?
No, video is there, audio is there.
But audio I'm not able to hear. Can anyone else confirm if they are able to?
Like we can't hear the audio.
The only video we are able to see. There is no audio. Can you please check, Anilji?
Let me see. Google Meet से कोई option है क्या ऐसा?
So I don't think this option will come from the Google Meet. On locally, laptop you can check. Because your voice is coming.
हाँ, लैपटॉप पे वीडियो आ रहा है because अभी देखिए अभी आया ऑडियो? अभी ऑडियो आया था क्या?
No.
हाँ, लोकली तो ऑडियो आ रहा है मुझे, जो अच्छे से आ रहा है. To share tab. कुछ प्रेजेंटेशन में ही है आई थिंक while sharing. So once we give raw images and process is completed on cloud itself, then it generates orthomosic images, inspection of each image, so we can see the raw images on top of orthomosaic, and we can click on each raw image and see. Comparison and analysis is a beautiful feature This is being used to compare two different orthomosaics or two different types of data as well. Now, for example, if we want to do construction progress monitoring, then we can have comparison of different dates, data of two different dates. For example, week 10 and week 11. We can have two data and we can do the comparison analysis here itself. And the good thing is that the comparison analysis of 3D data is also possible, and we can define the parameters and it can generate a report of difference automatically or manually as well. Same thing can be used in agriculture as well. For example, if you want to do crop progress monitoring, then we can have data of agriculture of say every week, and then data of each week can be analyzed, and we can see that crop growing at different stages. It supports a lot of vegetation indices. As you can see, the multispectral images are processed. It supports measurements so that we can do the measurement. It is very useful in case of construction, agriculture, and other use cases as well. We can do 2D measurement, and we can also do measurements in 3D as well. There's a beautiful feature of sharing assets. Now, sharing assets means, for example, I am one of the team members. I have data of an access of Drone Naksha, and I want to share this entire access of Drone Naksha project with my colleague. Now, as a traditional process, I have to give the entire data to the colleague so that he can view, visualize, and do a lot of things on top of it. Under Drone Naksha, this process is simplified. In one click, the colleague gets the access created in Drone Naksha, and then without physically moving data, he can also have the access of that data, and he can also do the visualization and put his own comments. So as an example of this, I would be happy to show you another video of Drone Naksha itself. So that was the case study of Drone Naksha. Now, again, we go to the presentation. Here, you can see services.economic.com. This is the actual platform from where all applications are managed. Here we have AeroGSS Enterprise. Under AeroGSS Enterprise, all flight management or project management, you can see 21 flights have been done, acres, kilometers, pilot, live streaming, green app, lease, drone performance, and its actual flight on map. This is a drone control center. When drones are live, we see all drone control drones here on drone control center. Then there's an incident report as well. There's a team feature. Under team, we can invite team members. There's a planner feature so that we can create different tasks for different users and assign those tasks to them. Under Drone Naksha, you can see various projects are created. Now, for example, this project, so this is a Malegaon same project, construction project. Under project, we have maps, we have image sets, and we have tasks. You can see. In the image set, we can go and we can see all images. So there are 720 images under this. You can see, you can go and deep dive for all these images. You can see And then we have map created. For example, this is the map. Now you can see this is the map, orthomosaic. And then on top of this orthomosaic, we can do a lot of calculations or measurements. Now, for example, this is the construction site. We want to see the length from one point to another point. We can go here, click here, and we can just see, okay, this is 23.67 meters. Right? We can do the annotation as well. We can do a lot of things from here itself. Then we get the comparison analysis as well. Here we have comparison analysis. We can see data of 2 different dates. This is our 2012. We may see data of some other date if there is available. If it is available, this 2012, same date, second flight. Week 44, we can see here week 44 and week 50, and then we can have the comparison. You can see, for example, in this week 44, this was not constructed. This particular construction was not there. You can see same location, week 44, construction was not available, and in week 50, this was constructed. Right? So we can see the comparison analysis as well. And there are so many other features which are useful to the end customer. I just wanted to give a highlight because of time. We are moving faster. Going to third, that is analytics. So as you can see here, we can do image annotations, we can do machine learning, we can create workflows, and they can run AI on top of that, and we can get analytics done. So let me run a small video for that as well and take you there. Oh, can you see this video?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here you can see the video where this is the actual video of the software where we are doing training task. Under training task, we are creating a project. Then we are uploading images from here. Then here we can upload images like JPG file. We can upload orthomosaic TIFF file. Now this is a beautiful and very unique feature. I don't see that there may be more than a couple of companies only in India who can offer this kind of solution, where we can do AI analytics on top of orthomosaic image. So what is orthomosaic image? For example, if we have a complete map of a village or a city, then you want to do analytics on a complete map of a city. You can do that through Pickstock. And here we can import from Dronelab as well. We are uploading image. You can see a complete map of a particular city or a particular area of a city is uploaded. And then now we can do annotations on top of that. It's a big platform and you can see so many features. Now we are adding classes. For example, car is a class, tree is a class, and solar panels, so that we can detect cars, we can detect trees and solar panels from a particular area of a city using geotiff image, which is a very big thing. We are not doing the detection on a single image, but on a geotiff. Geotiff means it is constructed using thousands of images. Here you can see we are doing annotation, and here we can see the total number of annotated cars. Here we have 6 cars. These are all are annotated. Here we are annotating solar panels. You can see 12 number of solar panels are annotated. 32 panels are annotated. Then tree, we are doing tree annotation. I'm just forwarding a video so that we can save time. Here you can see trees are getting annotated. 3 trees are annotated. Now here we have total 7 cars, 24 trees, 38 solar panels. Right? Once this entire annotation is done, then we put this into machine learning model, so that system can learn itself that, okay, this is called tree, this is called car, this is called solar panel. Once that is done, then we can use that machine learning task to detect solar panels, trees, and cars from any such image whichever we upload and we want to detect. And then it can generate output according to that. Similarly, same thing is applicable in case of transmission tower, in case of turbine, or in case of any other solution. Now, for example, if somebody wants to detect total number of cars at any point of time in a particular area of a city, you can just take a survey, stitch images. Once a geotiff is created, in couple of minutes, it can detect total number of cars and generate a report. There are so many other parameters which are technical parameters which can be seen in the system itself. Now you can see we are still in training task, and we are selecting processing parameters. You can define the accuracy level as well while training. At the back end, there are GPU farms. Now it is showing that the task is completed, accuracy is medium, training type is counting of objects. We trained for 3 classes, car, tree, and solar, and detection accuracy is 2.9%, or we can say that. We can see total annotations here. Now from here itself, we can create a detection task as well, so that once training is completed of machine learning, then we can go for a new task of detection. Let this complete. Now here you can see there's a detection task, right? Now we are creating a task or workflow to detect objects from images. We are creating a task name. We are defining the detection purpose, counting, defect, or whatever it is. Then here we have the detectors. It is called as a detector. Once we create a detector, under the detector we have different objects which we want to detect. For example, under this detector we have 3 objects: car, tree, and solar. Once that is done, we create a detection task. When detection is completed, you can see it is completed and it will generate a report. Now it has detected 33 cars, 25 trees, and 21 solar panels from that particular image. Right? So with the just minimum images, you can do the training, you can create a machine learning model, and then you can have the training detection task as well generated. So this is the overall solution which I have presented as a part of digital transformation initiative. As you can see, we have seen the flight management, seen the data processing, the visualization, and there's a dashboard as well on top of that. We have seen images. We can show, okay, that part is still remaining. Here under Pickstock, we can go to Pickstock. Now you can see when we go, it shows us a complete tour like images, objects, task, detector. We can stop the tour or we can go to the next. Now here we have a complete dashboard of all project, total images, objects, task, analysis done. We can go to the task. Various tasks are there. For example, rooftop detection, power line inspection. Say for example, this particular. Under this, we have the task summary report, detailed report, and then detail, it will keep going on. Here we have videos as well. It shows images. We can go to thermal images. We can see all data in thermal format as well. So that's Pickstock. I think we are done with the presentation and high-level digital transformation initiative task. If there are questions, I will be happy to answer. Rest, you all can evaluate the platform by logging and by signing up in trial mode. Thank you.
थैंक यू सो मच अनिल जी, थैंक यू सो मच, आपने इतना अच्छा प्रेजेंट किया और वीडियोस और फोटोज के थ्रू आपने हम लोग को इतना अच्छे से बताया, हम समझ सके। किसी को कोई भी क्वेश्चंस हो तो प्लीज वो क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हैं।
Anil ji, Aditya this side.
Hi, Aditya.
So your presentation was very informative, especially the reference of NTPC RFP slide made it a real life example to elaborate. So well and understood, and one can easily understand the role of software in making drone capture data meaningful and useful. Now, probably many of the participants would like to know a couple of things on their behalf. I am asking a couple of points. One is, from a drone pilot or operator perspective, and I know, their understanding to a software which is used for post-processing of the captured data, there could be a limitation. But let me ask you from a data science engineer perspective, how important or how critical is the drone captured data compared to the data captured through the conventional sources?
Well, I think it's a beautiful question, and I would say that a proper skill is required to capture data for required application. So we understand that there are so many applications in the market, and for each application we have to have that kind of expertise that okay, this application requires this kind of data processing only or this kind of data capturing. For example, say overlap. Overlap is very important aspect. Next can be the time of data capturing. Next can be the height, altitude. Next can be the angle of data capturing. All these are very, very important aspect, and based on the requirement of the application, they get changed. So certainly when we say drone pilot, so drone pilot is not only about flying a drone, but also understanding the application for which he is flying the drone. For example,
Right.
a drone pilot flying application for agriculture spraying may be a completely different skill sets as compared to drone pilot flying a drone for survey, or a drone pilot flying a drone for video capturing. So all applications are different, and skill and the knowledge required for each application is completely different.
Right. Yeah, understood. And second query is, you discussed about artificial intelligence and machine learning. Now, what is the criteria of including an object that can be subjected to machine learning? Like in your example, you included cars, trees, solar panels. If someone asks you, what is the criteria of including an object that can be subjected to such machine learning?
Well, it's very difficult to answer, but I think what is important is we need to know the application once again. We need to know what objects we want to identify from that particular image. Now, I have given you example of car, tree and all as a generic examples. Now, let's consider one example of transmission tower. Okay. So in case of transmission tower, we can train the machine learning model for various defects. For example, corona ring missing. For example, broken part. For example, corrosion and so on. So he needs to understand all those as an object, and then the images of respective objects has to be trained by annotating those objects, and then it will be put into the machine learning. I hope I
What I
answered.
understand. Yeah, fine. So I understand that there is no fixed criteria. It depends upon the situations and the parameters can be created for that specific applications.
Correct. Or the only criteria is that object should be clearly visible as much possible as.
And distinguishable from the other objects, surrounding objects.
Yes.
Yeah, fine. Thank you. That's it from my side. Thank you.
थैंक यू आदित्य जी. और किसी को भी क्वेश्चन हो तो प्लीज वो कर सकते हैं. So I think no questions.
मैम ये डिफिनेशन अगर हिंदी में बताया जाए तो और बेहतर रहेगा.
ओके, तो हम लोग ट्राई करेंगे कि अभी हम नेक्स्ट जब भी वेबिनार होगा हमारा तो हम लोग पूरा हिंदी में ही रखेंगे, तो आप सभी को समझ में आएगा.
जी
ठीक है.
ओके मैम.
That's a good suggestion है नो प्लीज. तो एटलीस्ट हम मिक्स तो कर ही सकते हैं इंग्लिश हिंदी शुरू से ही. तो हम लोग को रिक्वेस्ट करना चाहिए था अनिल जी से स्टार्टिंग में ही टू मेक इट हिंदी एंड इंग्लिश बोथ. हाँ, इट्स अ गुड सजेशन, क्योंकि हर एक पार्टिसिपेंट के फायदे के लिए है ना लैंग्वेज का अगर हम ध्यान रखें तो ये इट कैन बी मोर मीनिंगफुल टू द ऑडियंस.
हाँ, श्योर हम लोग नेक्स्ट टाइम से ये ध्यान रखेंगे. थैंक यू फॉर द सजेशन. सो और कोई क्वेश्चंस है नहीं. सो थैंक यू सो मच अनिल जी, आपने इतना अच्छा प्रेजेंटेशन किया, इतना अच्छा नॉलेज दिया, एंड थैंक यू सो मच फॉर स्पेंडिंग योर टाइम. सो मैं थैंक यू बोलना चाहूंगी सबको जो भी अटेंड कर रहे हैं वेबिनार, और आई होप कि अभी जितने भी वेबिनार्स में है अभी तो वो नेक्स्ट सैटरडे को भी हम मिलेंगे. ठीक है. और मैं स्पेशली यूनिवर्सिटी पार्टनर्स जो हमारे हैं, जो है मानसरोवर ग्लोबल यूनिवर्सिटीज, SVIT, GTU, इंडस यूनिवर्सिटी एंड NFSU में और नेक्स्ट जब सैटरडे को हमारा वेबिनार होगा वो है उनका जो हमारे नेक्स्ट गेस्ट होंगे, जो हमारे नेक्स्ट मेंटर होंगे, तो उनका नाम है डॉक्टर ध्रुवेश पटेल और उनका टॉपिक है वाटर रिसोर्सेज प्लानिंग एंड मैनेजमेंट यूजिंग ड्रोन्स। तो मैं आई होप के सब लोग नेक्स्ट सैटरडे को भी अटेंड करेंगे और हम सब कोऑपरेट करेंगे, और ये सेशन के द्वारा सब सेशंस भी हमारे लिए नॉलेजेबल रहेगा। और आपको इफ ये वेबिनार अटेंड करना है तो हमारी ऐप जो है वो आप डाउनलोड कर सकते हो, ऐप स्टोर में भी है और गूगल स्टोर में भी है, जो एंड्रॉइड यूज करते हैं उसके लिए भी और iOS यूज करते हैं सबके लिए है, तो आप वहां से डाउनलोड कर सकते
ओटीपी
हो।
नहीं आ रहा है।
सॉरी,
ऐप डाउनलोड करने के बाद जब कॉन्टेक्ट नंबर देते हैं तो ओटीपी नहीं आ रहा है, उसमें मेंशन कर रहे हैं तो ओटीपी नहीं आ रहा है।
तो वो हम लोग सॉल्व करते हैं। तो इस मीटिंग के बाद आप मैसेज करना, तो हम लोग सॉल्व कर देंगे वो। ओके, तो और लिंक भी प्रोवाइड कर लेंगे, तो वहां से भी आप लिंक से भी आप वेबिनार ज्वाइन हो सकते हो। बट जैसे कि आप ड्रोनलैब की ऐप डाउनलोड करोगे तो वहां पे आपको जो कोर्सेस है हमारा जो भी कुछ है तो वहां पे आपको अवेलेबल सब मिलेगा। और यस, दैट्स इट फॉर टुडे। थैंक यू सो मच कि आप सब ये वेबिनार अटेंड किया आप लोग ने। थैंक यू सो मच।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
थैंक
अगली
यू
बार हिंदी में बात करेंगे।
अरुण जी, थैंक यू सो मच।
Thank you, Anil ji. Yeah, on my side.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
थैंक यू।
और
Thank
सभी
you, Anil sir.
को एक रिक्वेस्ट है कि आप लोगों के चैट बॉक्स में एक लिंक डाली हुई है जो हमारे ड्रोनलैब एप्लीकेशंस की लिंक है, तो प्लीज उसे डाउनलोड करें, आप इजीली डाउनलोड कर सके, इसलिए हमने इसको लिंक थ्रू आपके तक पहुंचा दिया है मेल बाय मैसेज।